Welcome, everybody. My name is Mina Jane. I'm the director of the Ashland Public Library in Massachusetts, and I'm super excited to always be here with Jane Healey talking about historical fiction book recs. We actually have had a little bit of a time weirdness today, so Jane can only stay for about 15 minutes. So she's going to go through her book recommendations. I'll have my shared screen going on. And in the meantime, if you can use the chat to let us know what you've been reading and enjoying, I'm happy to stay after Jane has to leave in order to talk about any books that you guys are reading. So I'll hang out and do the soft shoe with you all. So Jane, welcome. I'm so excited for this list because I, as always, love it. So let's get right to it.
Thank you. I'm super excited too. Okay, so the first one, Women of Oak Ridge. I have a few debuts on here. I love to support debut authors. And also, I liked this one. This is by Michelle Shockley. And it's set in both World War II and the 1970s. This split time novel follows Maybelle Willett as she works in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, a secret city involved in the Manhattan Project, and her niece in 1979, who seeks to uncover long buried family and wartime secrets. I mean, my last, Women of Arlington Hall is Manhattan Project adjacent. So I thought that was interesting. I don't think there's been a lot of books about Oak Ridge. And so that's another reason I just find it really interesting. And yeah, I think, this looks very, very good. This one came out September 9th. So it's
Yeah, so
out and available.
excellent. Yeah, so you can definitely get that from the library if you would like. And I'm looking forward to that. I love everything you pick, like I said. And I have heard of Michelle Shockley, so it sounds like she's well known.
Oh, this is not her debut. The next one's a debut. I apologize. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a little frazzled, everyone, tonight. I'm so sorry. I have a book club I got to jump on, and this is probably all my fault that I double booked myself.
Don't worry about it, Jane. Like I said, for everybody in the chat, please let us know what you're reading so I can include it in the follow-up recap email, but Jane can only stay until about 7:15. So we're going to go quickly through her books and I won't ask all my normal questions.
Yes.
So The Women of Oak Ridge was the first one, and the next one is
Okay. The next one is actually also not her debut. Sorry. Brenda Lozano. October 7th, this one released, set in post-war Mexico City, which I'm like, this is really, first, this cover is really provocative. This is a really interesting place. I haven't read a lot in Mexico City. Mothers traces the stories of two women, one whose child is kidnapped and another who struggles to adopt. The novel explores the depths of motherhood under duress, class inequality, and societal pressures, all with Lozano's signature wit and sharp social commentary. So yeah, she's a well-known Mexican writer, and this book was translated and just looks super interesting.
it kind of looks like a horror novel, I have to
Doesn't
say.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It's a little bit creepy. And then I'm like, it's interesting they went with like the pink and the red. Yeah, it's a really interesting cover.
Yeah, but it sounds like a very interesting story, which is really wonderful. And I love the, like you said, she's a Mexican author, so bringing in some diversity there.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, are we
Okay,
ready for the next one?
next one. The next three came out today. This one actually is a debut, and again, another like time and place that I thought was interesting. The Good Daughter is also a really cool cover.
Mhm.
This debut focuses on the lives of three young women in 1912 London: Charlotte the idealist, Beatrice the aristocrat, and Emily the prison warden's daughter, as they navigate the hazards and hopes of the suffrage movement. So, yeah, really cool. 1912 London, early 1900s London. Bridget Dale is the author, and yeah, and I'm excited for this one.
Is that you think that like we're going to be seeing more books like that about like equal rights and things like that as things kind of spiral in the country?
Yeah, I think so. I think that we're definitely going to be. I think that happens, right? Like art reflects what's going on in the world, so
Hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad because I love hearing the history of this kind of stuff that got us to where we are right now. Okay, let's go. I'm super excited about this one, not because I know anything about it, but because I love John Irving.
Yeah, this legend, John Irving, definitely not his debut, um, comes out today. Yes, today. Irving weaves the life story of Esther Nacht, a Jewish orphan who escapes pre-revolutionary Vienna, is adopted in Maine, and grows into a forceful Israeli figure. The novel moves from World War II era Europe and the Maine orphanage from the cider house rules to a vibrant modern Jerusalem, delving into issues of anti Semitism, survival, and the complexities of identity across generations. And I am sure it's going to be brilliant because it's John Irving. So yeah, and I didn't even know he had a new one coming out. So really excited for this one.
Is it a bit of a departure for him, like sort of historical fiction? I thought, well, I mean, I know he writes historical fiction sort of, but I think of him as more literary fiction.
I do too. Yeah, I always think of him as a literary author, but I think this one is probably, he's John Irving. I think certain authors just span across like literary commercial because of who they are.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think there's some people that will just read anything that John, like some authors, right? Not just John, but like others. And I mean, I'm not a big fan of Amazon, but I like that they're doing this like where you can sort of pick things
Neat.
off of the.
Look
So
at that.
yeah, you got the cover, you got John. I had no idea what he looked like, so
Me neither. I'm like, I didn't know it. Like he's like kind of a rebel with the tattoos and the
I
black shirt.
know.
Who knows?
Let me just show that you
John.
again. Yeah. Oh, the hair, whatever. Okay, off topic a little bit. Okay, let's go. Keep going.
All right. All right, next one. Also came out today. Last Call at the Savoy by Brisa Carlton. I love this cover.
Hmm.
This is a vibrant dual timeline debut. Follows Cinnamon Scott's quest in present day London, where she uncovers the story of Ada Coleman, legendary female Savoy hotel bartender, while working through grief and complexities in her own life. It's called A Breezy, Heartwarming Mix of Sisterhood, History, and Rediscovery, inviting readers to restore overlooked women's stories in history. So,
And I
yeah,
have to, yeah, I have to say, like, if you get Jodi Picoult to blurb you, you're probably doing all right.
yeah, I know. That's pretty good. Yeah. She's in demand for blurbs. That's right.
I can imagine. Yeah, but I mean, I've asked this before. Is that like, do people really pay attention to blurbs anymore now that they're usually just author? Not just, but like if they're authors, like it used to be like there were Kirkus and Publishers Weekly and stuff like that. Now I think it's now my own opinion is like it's just that are they just friends? That's a
Um,
question.
I think a lot of times they are. Yes, I would say they're friends.
Not to
Yeah.
take away, like not, I
No,
mean, I'm sure they read the books and enjoy them, but
yep, yep.
it has felt a little bit like moving in that direction.
Yes,
Okay. Well, I do love that cover.
me too.
Actually, I like all of the covers you picked
Yeah,
today.
there's some really cool covers today, right? So, The Ivory City by Emily Bain Murphy came out today. Another like interesting time and place that I haven't read that much about. Set during 1904 St. Louis World's Fair, Grace Cummington faces family tragedy and a twisting murder mystery embedded in the fair's spectacle and secrets. Combining atmospheric period detail, romance, and investigative suspense, the novel reimagines a pivotal moment in American cultural history, reminiscent of The Devil in White City, which was nonfiction, but about that World's Fair as well.
Hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think the World's Fairs will always be popular in historical fiction because I don't know if there's anything really like that now.
Yeah, yeah, I know. That's true. And it's kind of a fun, has a little bit of everything, right? Like that, yeah, like lots of, yeah, I think that there's a lot you could do with those. They were so interesting. I've read
Hmm.
a few books. There was one in the New York City World's Fair that I recently read. I'm blanking on it tonight, but it'll come to me.
I was thinking like like the old dirigibles and things like that.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
This has got that feel to it. Okay, let's go on to this one, which looks just gorgeous.
Yeah, this one, Beast of the Sea. I was like, it popped up on a few places when I was doing the research for this for tonight, and this is Lida Turpinen, Finnish biologist turned novelist. A sweeping tale spanning 3 centuries, this debut follows various characters linked by their obsession with the now extinct Steller's sea cow, from the explorers who first documented it who first documented it to scientists reconstructing its skeleton. This novel is rich in environmental themes, loss, and the lasting traces of vanished species on science and the human imagination. And this comes out November 18th.
Hmm.
So,
And is that a new author to you? And what was it original? What was it? What was the original language? It says translated by David Hickson or some Hickston.
yeah, so she is Finnish biologist turned novelist, whose scientific work influences her multi-layered literary fiction. And I've seen more of this like climate change fiction as well. So
Hmm.
this is kind of a little bit of that in addition to being historical fiction. I think you're going to be, you'll continue to see stories that are centered around some of the climate change issues of today.
It makes sense because it came from somewhere, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So yeah, and really fascinating, kind of an old school cover.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, really cool.
It's very eye-catching that I don't know, is that like a like a tiger shark beaver thing going on there?
Yeah, yeah. I know. I'm like, I don't know if I've ever heard of this. Of what is it called? The sea cow, stellar
I
sea cow.
I don't know, but it just
Yeah,
looks like it's a mythological creature causing shipwreck. So you would never think it's like about climate change, which is what it is. So
yeah,
I'm really curious about it.
an
Um,
instinction of yeah, yeah.
okay, so last book
Last book,
is
Meet
Doris Day right on the cover.
Yeah, Meet the Newmans. This one, like they said, for fans of lessons in chemistry, it's about this family who's like famous TV family, lots of drama. And this was just very different than some of the others we discussed tonight. It seems a little bit lighter. January 6th, 2026, it comes out.
So what about this caught your eye?
I mean, like it just seems, I love the cover and I love the idea of like, I think it's post-war America. I think we're going to be seeing more of of books in that era,
Hmm.
in terms as subgenre of historical fiction, World War II, I mean, post-World War II, Cold War, early Cold War era, things like that. So yeah, I think that this will be an interesting one.
Hmm. Definitely. Wow, you like zip through those. I love it. Um, so I know you have to go,
I
and I'm going to
do.
turn off my share screen. So for thank you so much for making the time. I know that you are rushing between things and a little bit discombobulated, but as always, you did an amazing job.
Oh,
So
thank
I'm going to stay on screen for a few minutes if anybody wants to continue talking in the chat about the books you're reading. But Jane, I will see you. We will not see you in December. We'll see you in January.
Yes, we'll be back in January. You all can follow me if you sign up for my mailing list for my podcast, Historical Happy Hour, and learn more about my books at janehealey.com. And I apologize for the being frazzled. Even it looks in my hair, it looks like it was stuck in an electric socket tonight. So I'm going to go. But thank you so much, everyone. And thank you, as always, Mina. You're the best.
Oh, have a good night.
All right, see ya. Bye.
Bye. Okay, so I've seen some really good books in the chat. So I'm going to go back to Jacqueline Winspear. I love her. I think she is the most amazing writer in terms of, really meshing mystery and historical fiction. I want to hear more about what you all are reading. The Unraveling of Julia by Lisa Scottoline. I know some people want to connect with Jane about her book, The Women of Arlington Hall. If you've not read it, it's awesome. It's so good. It's it's a really untold story about women in history and how the impact they had on World War II, or world wars in general. So I highly recommend it. Some really good books. Like I said, I got to interview Sherry Thomas last week, and she was delightful, and so I love her, and I've always loved her books. Call of the Savoy, which is one of the recommended ones tonight, and um, The Wayward Girls. I haven't read that. And Denise, you're reading Loving Frank. I've not read that. Is that good? Oh, The Harvey Girls. I love that book. I love Juliet Fay. She's in Massachusetts. So if you ever get a chance to see her, she's so, so wise. I actually had her at a different library where I worked, and she was really wonderful. and A Marriage by Sea by Sophie Elmhurst. You guys tell me what these books are about so that we can see why you're reading them and liking them. Not historical fiction, reading The River is Waiting. Oh, Wally Lamb, total classic. Yeah. I think, wasn't his first book like really, really thick? I can't remember the title of it, but I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, that you have to be really committed to wanting to read that book. Like The Goldfinch. Did anybody read The Goldfinch here? Oh, I remember the audiobook. It was like, I don't know, 27 CDs or something like that. It was crazy. Um, oh, A True Story of a Couple Stranded at Sea for almost 4 months. Hmm. I, Loving Frank is a great book about Frank Lloyd Wright. Oh, so Frank Lloyd Wright, the architect, right? Is that correct? Women at Work by Thomas Dublin, all about the Lowell Mill Girl books. I can't get enough of those. They're always fascinating to me. What was going on at the time and how those girls did so much and survived it. A Marriage by Sea was highly recommended. Excellent. Thank you. Okay. Well, I think we've gotten through a bunch of them, and I really, really appreciate all of you guys sticking with me and for your patience with this time change and the fact that Jane couldn't stay. I will send out all of this information in the recap email, and I will see you all in January when we come back with Jane again. And I really appreciate you all and all of the books that you read. All right. Have a good night, everybody. I can't wait to see you again.